Okay, Megan, I'll just let me know whenever we're ready.
Okay, we should be good to go.
Okay, cool. So like I said, welcome to our guests. We're going to get started today. So I hereby call this meeting to order at 5:33 p.m. Senator Chang, if you can please do roll call.
President Moore.
Here.
Chief Wortman.
Present.
Director Lauer.
Here.
Director Trubach.
Here.
Director Watkins.
Here.
Director Dingy.
Present.
Director Taylor.
Present.
Director Rodriguez.
Here.
Director Nepsui.
Here. Here.
Director Aguinaga.
Present.
Senator Dalzell.
Present.
Senator John.
Present.
Senator Chang. Present. Senator Riley.
Present.
Senator Farland.
Present.
Senator Allen.
Present.
Senator Paris.
Present.
Senator Esperson.
Present.
Senator Klein.
Present.
Senator Evans.
Present.
Senator Campisi.
Present.
Senator Gomez.
Present.
Senator Lauderdale.
Present.
Senator Palucci.
Present.
Senator Suresh. Senator Jackson.
Here.
Intern Alvarino.
Present.
And Advisor Factor Page.
Present.
Okay, thank you, Senator Chang. Now we're going to be moving on to the adoption of the agenda. Does anyone have any objections to the agenda as presented in Slack today? Seeing none, the agenda is adopted by unanimous consent. And now moving on to public contributions. I know we have Dean Pringle here with us today and some guests to talk about FYE. So whenever you all are ready.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, President Moore. So grateful that we have this opportunity to be here. I'm joined by my colleagues, Leanne Starling, Dr. Starling, and Dr. Marcinkevich, and we'd like to just share a couple of things with you around first year experience, and then open the floor for any questions that you may have. So thank you again for this opportunity, and good evening, everyone. So I don't know how much of this you may already know, so I'm going to apologize ahead of time just in case I'm repeating things. But please allow me to give a little bit of context so that perhaps there are individuals who are unfamiliar can have that context and background. So in 2016, which seems like centuries ago at this point, the university conducted a climate survey, and that was in the spring of 2016. And that survey went out to all campuses here at the university, and it gave us an opportunity to ask students, staff, faculty members, and administrators their thoughts on the Kent State climate. What we heard back from our students was that there was a lack of sense of belonging that would lead some of our students to make a decision not to return to the university. What we also heard was that financial issues and concerns was another top reason for students not wanting to return. And so since 2016, we have been working diligently to address those data points. And we, in this particular conversation, was able to include some students early on and work with them on their thoughts of how we might address the issues of students feeling like they lacked a sense of belonging here at Kent State. And what we heard loud and clearly from our students was that we really needed to take a look at the first year experience course and potentially leverage that differently and as an opportunity to enhance a sense of belonging for all students. And I stress that because what we heard in particular from our students of color was that the lack of sense of belonging was more of a concern for our students of color than non-students of color. And so we have been working since we received that climate survey to address the many issues and data that we heard. And this is one of those projects that we are wanting to launch in the spring and once again, want students heavily involved in. And so I'm going to turn it over to one of my colleagues, Dr. Marcinkevich. I think I saw her in the space, and she's going to share with you a little bit more around the why. We think this is the right time beyond what we heard from our students. And then I think we're going to end with Dr. Starling Nilsson. I left off that hyphen. I'm sorry. It's Dr. Starling Nilsson.
Well, thank you, Ebony, and thank you to all of you for letting us talk to you about what we think is a really important topic today. So why FYE and why now? Well, we heard loudly and clearly from our students, as Dean Pringle just mentioned, that this was a real target of opportunity to help to create a greater sense of belonging for our students at Kent State. First year experience was last revised, I believe it's about 11 years ago. Since it was first conceptualized, several things have happened. One of the things that has happened over the past 11 years is that over time, I believe that for many of the courses that they drifted from the original intention of the course and became somewhat of a dumping ground for every time a need was identified. It's like, oh, let's just put that in FYE. Another need would come up, oh, we'll just put that in FYE. And pretty soon it was such a compilation of so many different things that it began to lose focus. So that's one reason that now is a good time. Another reason, of course, is that over the last 11 years or so, our students have changed. So students today are very different from students 11 years ago. Gen Z learners, as we call our incoming students that are typical recent high school graduates, are very passionate and committed to making meaning of their lives. So they're very committed, you all are very committed to things that have meaning for you, personal meaning for you. Another characteristic of Gen Z students, because of the ways in which Gen Z learners have come up, is there is an expectation of on-demand support. You only want to know what you want to know when you need to know it. And so a lot of the concept of FYE is giving students lots of resources, lots of tools that they might need in the future, rather than addressing what they need right now. And so a lot of things have changed. So in doing this and working through this idea of creating a greater sense of belonging, we also worked with Dr. Chris Wolverton, who had done quite a bit of research about incorporating building resiliency and student mental health and the ability for students to advocate for themselves, for their own needs, for their needs around identity exploration, career exploration, being able to advocate for themselves, being able to advocate for others. So for all of these reasons, we felt that now is really the time to look at FYE and to reconceptualize it, essentially to blow it up and rebuild it into something that has meaning for students today. And with that, I will hand off to Dr. Starlin Nilsson.
Thank you. So kind of covering a little bit more about the nitty-gritty and what this process looks like. What we're proposing is a 4-day LEAN event, and that's L-E-A-N. I know I wasn't necessarily familiar with that until I started working at Kent State. LEAN is a process that was actually adapted from the field of business. And it's used to look at either customer experiences or processes that may have some kind of issues or concerns within them. And so one of the neat things that higher education has been able to do in the past few years, and especially here at Kent State, is take that process and adapt it to help us solve some of our own problems and meet our own needs. And we have our own lean department within Kent State that helps us do this work. And so that team has helped put together a 4-day process for us where we really look at the current curriculum in FYE and use your expertise to understand where it is and really go through a process with other faculty and staff on campus to take it apart and really analyze what elements need to be part of it to help create a stronger sense of belonging and sense of community within this course. And so the goal is at the end of this 4-day event for us to come out of it with some really strong ideas and themes about what should be included in the revised first year experience course to help meet current student needs. So Dean Pringle had mentioned how, you all are really an essential part of what we think will make this successful. And so the inclusion of students is really important. And we've identified some ways to include students in that process. We have a really short application that we would like to share with students who we think would be really helpful in participating in this process. And one of the things I want to note too is we're really, thinking about ways to include students who maybe have had some great experiences with FYE, so we get a better understanding of what that looks like. And also some students who didn't necessarily have the best experience with FYE, because that's important for us to understand why and how, to make that better. So just in terms of timing of this, it would take place February 8th through February 11th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Zoom, of course, since we won't be able to gather face to face. But we can make some accommodations for time because we realize it's a really big time and commitment, but that's what we're looking at. And then this course would have a launch for the following fall, fall 22. So Dean Pringle, do you have anything else to add? I don't know if I missed anything, but.
No, you didn't miss anything. Just really wanted to open the floor and see if there were any questions, any recommendations. We really, as we mentioned, value our students being able to drive this process. And so faculty at Kent State and most universities own the curriculum. So we will have faculty actively engaged. But how we're setting up this process is we are looking to identify 12 students who will actually lead the process and lead our faculty and our staff through this redesign. So it's a very unique way of approaching curriculum development at Kent State and at most universities, but we feel that this is the important way to structure this to make sure that our students' voices are heard and that they're driving something that in the future will, I think, greatly impact our students. So would really like to hear any thoughts, feedback you have. And once again, we are looking for perhaps some participation from this group.
Yeah, I see that Thomas has a question in the chat. Do you want to say it out loud, Thomas, or do you want me to read it for you?
I can say it.
I can say it. Do you want me to just read it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys can see the chat, but Thomas said, what ideas are you currently brainstorming to change in FYE?
That's a great question. Dr. Marcinkiewicz, would you be willing to go over our proposed learning outcomes based on, and I know you touched on those a bit, but maybe in direct response to Thomas's question, that would be helpful.
Sure, although this is a little bit of a quiz, I'm going to have to phone a friend perhaps, so I will try. So I know that the first is having students be able to advocate for themselves and for others, helping students learn to persist and assist others in navigating difficulty. One is identity and career exploration, and I'm totally blanking on the fourth thing that we are considering as an objective. Leanne's got it though.
I do. Embracing personal and professional identity exploration, which I think was the career-related piece, and then establishing a foundation for long-term personal resilience.
That's the one.
Thomas, does that answer your question? And if you have follow-up questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat or ask if you're able to.
Yeah, if you guys have questions, you can raise your hand. I see Chaslin, you have your hand raised, so if you want to ask your question, go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Dr. Pringle.
Hi there. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. So I know it was mentioned about an application. I just was a little confused. Was the application for the students you're looking for to lead the revision process, or is this specifically for the lean event that's taking place?
So the lean event and the application are one and the same. So, let me be very clear. The application is more of, are you interested? What's your name and your contact information? We don't want an application to be a barrier to participation. So they're one and the same. The application would be to participate in the lean event scheduled for February 8th through the 11th.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Great question.
Yeah, thank you. And then I saw, Ethan, you had your hand raised. Did you have a question or was it answered?
That answered my question. So I think that my input is more appropriate for the lean event than now.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And then I see, Sam, you have your hand raised.
So I don't know if this is what you wanted us to say, but I had like one thought that I thought might be good when you're thinking about revamping it. In my FYE, they had some upperclassmen come in and like a panel, and we asked them questions. So I think it would be good if you had like a person from each major in the college come in, or whatever FYE people in there, and then kind of just have like a panel day, and they can ask them questions and get kind of like advice on their major and career.
Sam, what college do you represent?
CCI.
Awesome. So I'm so glad you said that, because we were just discussing individuals, potential students to lead this process. And that was the group, the panel that you just mentioned, that we really wanted to tap into. So we're on the same page and thinking alike. And that makes me feel pretty proud that you had that same thought as well. So it feels like we're on the right track. So thank you so much for putting that forward. And it's called the Confessions of a Golden Flash panel, just to make sure we're talking about the same panel.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yes,
Thank
I actually
you.
did that panel before, so definitely a great experience, and I know the students really did enjoy that when I participated. I see that Joel has his hand up, so if you want to ask your question, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, so in reference to the 12 students that would be leading this lean event, what are you looking for in those students? Is it, could a range of freshmen to seniors? Is it someone, that you're going to kind of approach like you are now, or is that someone we can reference to you if we find, individuals that may you feel that they qualify?
Yeah, definitely, Joel. That's why we're here. You represent our university and represent the university well. And we really are hopeful that you will recommend individuals to participate. What we're looking for, I think Dr. Starlin Nielsen spoke to this a little bit, is really individuals who can give us and lead us through some really intentional thoughts around what our students need to be able to have a sense of belonging, regardless of background, regardless of experiences, that we create an FYE curriculum that will take all of our students' experiences and backgrounds and create a community. And so we want individuals who've had good experiences and bad experiences with FYE. It's important we have those two voices at the table so that we can come to a good place as to where we want the future course to land. And we want individuals who want to be a part of a community who can lead change. The process that we're engaging in is really meant to form that community. We've never done this virtually, however, So we're hoping we can still accomplish that through this process. But we want students who really have a commitment to those coming behind them. So you had an experience, that experience was great or not, and you are committed to seeing a good experience, a great experience that can create community for those coming behind you. So, we have students who have not taken FYE, and that may be also something we consider, because that individual can possibly speak to the other ways they did or did not formulate a sense of belonging at the university as well. So there's very few students who are in that situation, but that's definitely something we will consider as well.
Yeah, thank you, Dean Pringle. Thank you for the question. And I see Katya has her hand raised, so if you want to go ahead with your question.
Yes, I do. Okay, I wanted to ask about, will you be looking at the incoming freshmen not the incoming freshmen, the freshmen that are already here that just came in? I think it's super important that we get their insight as well, because they've had a very different year than we've ever imagined. And I feel like they're super overlooked right now, and not paid as much attention to as we should be right now.
Yeah, such an important point. And I think we all are questioning, what will university life look like, hopefully on the other end of COVID. Hopefully we can feel confident we'll get through this and end up on the other side. And I think we're all questioning, what will that look like for all of us? And I think your point, Katya, in having students who are experiencing first year experience in Kent State now can help us to think about potentially what that might look like on the other side, and what we need to prepare our students for and our community for. So that's a very, very important point. So thank you.
Thank you. And I know, speaking on that, we do have, not to put her on the spot or anything, our first freshman intern at USG. So I don't know if Isabella had anything to add. I'm assuming you're taking FYE right now, so I don't know if there's anything you'd like to share.
Yeah, my experience, I feel like I understand the intentions of what it's meant to do as an in-person class, but with COVID and everything, and everyone, not really hanging out and spreading out their friend groups, I feel like that would have been more of what FYE was meant for. Even my teacher, the first day I went in, was saying that it's a very easy class to pass. So I just felt like it was different, but I didn't really make many connections through it. So I feel like if that portion of FYE could be, worked on a little bit, then it would be more helpful to future freshmen.
Isabella, are you taking your FYE in person or remotely? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
I did a couple in person at the beginning of the semester, and then went remote as COVID got worse in Portage County.
Great. Well, I think we have a likely candidate already in the space. Not to put you on the spot, Isabella, but
yeah, she's used to it. She's
yeah, when you're talking about it, I'll definitely.
Yes. So thank you for that. Does anyone else have any questions?
Yeah, I had
Yeah, Thomas, go ahead.
My audio is working better too. I was in the room with Simon. This is just something I'm thinking about back to when I took my FYE. I don't even know if you guys would be even open to this idea, but I remember even me and Diana, we actually took FYE together, and we were friends in it, and it was so fun. And I'm going back to it, and I'm just picturing back into my FY experience, and I'm remembering some of my peers even in the class, and some of them literally switched out of the college, and we had a good connection because we were friends, but not because of our major or intended goals with our careers in life. And I'm wondering if you can maybe take FYE and maybe take it away from your major, your career. And I know your whole goal is to create more of a connectedness to the university. maybe bring students together who are more based off of like maybe their interests, their aspirations, and do some sort of thing like that. Because I know there's little kids who were, it was like the biology section or something like that. And so many of them changed their major. So many of them left. And like, I know biology is one of those big majors that a lot of people will change anyways. But I'm thinking like, there are so many students that I'm friends with that aren't biology majors, but like, I know those are the students that help me feel the most connected to campus. So I'm thinking maybe that would be like a good bridge if there's some way you guys could pool students together in a way that isn't based off their college. I know for some things, like in general, it's cool to like teach like all the architecture students in general, like where certain things are in the building, but like, I don't know, that doesn't make me feel connected. That, or I don't think most students would say like that makes them feel connected. Like I didn't think it was like super helpful for me to go to the library with all the biology students. It was more helpful for me to like meet my friends and peers in a different way. So I don't know if there's like a way you guys could restructure how you guys select students for each section. I know like a lot of us were all in the same DKS or on the same DKS period and same majors, and that like grouped us, but I was wondering if maybe there's like another way to group students.
So Thomas, I'm once again, I'm feeling so proud of myself. I'm going to pat myself on the back. No, I'm not. I'm proud of our team. I'm proud of our students who got us to this point, because you are echoing loud and clearly exactly what they said. What I will say to you is I might have to pick each of you up who agree with Thomas and take you around to each of the colleges to have you share that. Because that is one of the things I think we're going to have to address and tackle as a university. But I mean, what you just said, Thomas, was exactly what our students who got us to this point communicated as well. And I saw heads nodding across the space and people agreeing. So yeah, I can't make any promises right now because we have to go through this as a community. I'm really committed to that and us coming to some good conclusions together as a community. But I think that is such an important point that we're going to need to lay on the table early and often as we go through this intensive process. And I'm sorry, I'm responding to all of these. Dr. Marcinkevich, Dr. Starlin Nielsen, please feel free to say, hey, I got this one, Ebony.
Ebony, you're doing such a great job. You just keep going.
I just get so excited. I was like, yes, Thomas.
Oh, sorry. I was muted. But Katie, I see you have your hand up.
Yes, I just wanted to reiterate what he was saying. So I'm a sophomore now. Last year I took FYE in the fall. And I'm the senator for the College of Business. So I was in the way our FYE classes are sorted, I'm sure you're aware. There's a lot that are by majors, but I actually, like, there was the accounting, there was finance, there was business management, but I actually was in the international business one, and that's not a major. Actually, my major is HR, but we're such a small percentage of the college, we didn't have an FYE class. And I actually found that FYE would have been more helpful than my HR one, since it was one of my interests. And I really appreciated that because I was able to talk about the global education programs in the College of Business and different ways of communicating in different different economies and different countries. Like I thought that was really great. So I just wanted to reiterate that that's definitely a good point, and it definitely helps me. And I was also able to, like, the peers and the colleagues that I've met in that FYE class, it's very helpful because I'm able to ask them questions on how they went about different things with their global education. And I really appreciated that. So I definitely think that that is a good point to bring up.
Thank you.
Yeah, does anyone else have any final questions for our guests today?
I have one last question. I just wanted to know, will there be adjustments to the cultural competency workshop as far as like our present day and everything that's going on? Also, I would like to give the suggestion on bringing different contributions of Kent State history to the main focus of Kent State. So just highlighting that we have the oldest Black student union. We were the makers of Black History Month. But the curriculum is kind of structured around highlighting different things around May 4th and those historic things, but really showing full-fledged our Kent State history and everything that our students have done for the institution.
Thank you, Senator Evans. Good to see you as well. So I'm probably going to not give you a direct answer, so I want to start there. But I also want to share with you, I've struggled with this issue. As you know, first year experience is under University College, where I'm the dean. And I have had numerous conversations over the 8 years that I've been the dean around this issue. One of the things that complicates this piece in particular is that a lot of the expectation is that the faculty teaching FYE would take on this topic. And I personally don't think that's appropriate in every instance. This is an area of scholarship, cultural competency, and I don't want to minimize it by asking just anybody to deliver. And I don't mean just anybody to minimize those individuals and their skill sets, but to say that I have enough value and respect for that work that I would want the experts to provide it. So I definitely think we need to think about a different model for bringing that type of conversation in. But I also go back to how I responded to Thomas, this is a community redesign. So Ebony's wishes, or excuse me, Dean Pringle's wishes, sorry, and Senator Evans' wishes, we have to bring together in a space and come out on the other end together on where this should land. And so I don't want to go in dictating that this must happen, because our students are going to lead this conversation and this work. And as a team with faculty and staff, we're going to get to the end of what this should look like. So I'm sorry I didn't answer your question directly. I just wanted to give you where my mind is right now and my thinking is, and share with you where I think, how I think the process will get us to where we land in the end.
Yeah, thank you for that. That was a really important question. I'm sure a lot of people have that on their minds. But do we have any other final questions for our guests today? I'll make sure I'm not missing anybody. We're very chatty today. Senator Evans, you want to give another follow-up?
One more, I'm sorry. But you spoke about the issue with students of color not necessarily feeling like they have a sense of belonging. How, if you are not targeting that within cultural competency, like management and I forgot the word, but basically structuring the curriculum to adjust those needs, how are you going to target that? I'm just very confused on that.
Okay, so I didn't say we weren't. I just said how we do that. Our group would come to some conclusions around. So I didn't mean to leave you feeling as if it wasn't going to be, because like you said, the lack of sense of belonging is the center of, or the foundation for this redesign. You defined it and boxed it in as cultural competency. I'm saying I'm not certain that is the method or the terminology or the strategy. That's probably a better phrase to use for achieving that sense of belonging. There might be other strategies, other ways to do that. And I want the team collectively to be able to come to that recommendation. Does that answer your question? Does that make sense? Okay.
Can I add to that too? One of the primary concerns too is that there has been so much that has changed in the last year and so much that has not changed in the last year. And I think with this particular project, we'll need to be very thoughtful about the intersection with the anti-racism task force that is developed and the work that those folks are doing on campus and what that looks like and where that intersects and how we work together on all of that.
And I think that that's why it's so important to have representation as a part of the redesign. So we're going to be very intentional that is a part of the selection process, because we don't want to come out on the other end with something that doesn't represent our student body.
And if I can just add in, this is absolutely a value that we hold as part of FYE. And I think that it's very safe to say that it will be in some way, shape, or form intentionally built into FYE, whether it's part of FYE or whether it is something that is complementary to efforts, as Dr. Starlin Nilsson said, related to the anti-racism task force. So it's going to happen. How that's going to happen, I think, remains to be determined. And I also want to just comment on Thomas's chat that a prime demographic should be students that failed FYE as well. And we are intentionally reaching out to those students as well. That's a really good observation.
Is there any way we can get a copy of the chat around the particular responses to this discussion? No, I don't know if that's possible, but that would be awesome.
Yeah, Chief Wortman, if you can, yeah, or Megan, if you can figure out how to do that, that would be helpful. And then I see we have another question. Director Lauer has his hand raised.
Yeah, I just have a quick statement. First of all, thank you for the transparency. I really appreciate it. And then second, I just want to voice my support for this kind of community input or community control model. I am a big proponent of that. And I think that that's incredibly important, especially for something like FYE, which really is supposed to be an experience for students to have a voice in what they need out of it. So I would just want to voice my support for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Do we have any other final comments, questions? I just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone. I know you guys are very talkative today, which I really appreciate. But it doesn't look like we have anything else. So thank you all for your questions and comments. And thank you to our guests for coming in and talking with us today. Like Ethan said, I really think it's great that you guys are doing it, this and being very transparent and open and getting feedback from our students. And as always, if you ever need any input, feel free to reach out to me and I can help you get connected with our representatives. As you heard, many of them are passionate about various things in FYE. So if you ever need someone to, help you or attend meetings or voice their support for a certain thing about the curriculum, we're here to help. So just let me know.
Well, thank you. And thank you for that offer. We would love to come back after the redesign process and share with you where we landed and our next steps, if that's at all possible. So sometime in maybe March, it would be really helpful, I think, if we could do that.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. We could definitely get you on the agenda and come back and go over things with everybody. And even if you wanted to give a more in-depth presentation, we can have that arranged and do it maybe during not public meetings, so we'd have more time.
All right.
Wait, real quick. Sorry, before you leave. For that application, do you know how you're going to send that out or how that will be communicated to students?
Thomas, we're just on the same page here. I mean, I was going to end with that. So perfect segue. Thank you. So we are finalizing the student call as we speak. And if at all possible, if I could just get it back to you. I don't know how to do that, but if someone could share with us how to get that out to you, then we'll do that so that you can have that right in front of you.
Yeah, if you want to send anything to myself, Megan, or Chief Wortman, Drake Wortman, we can get that sent out to all the members. We'll probably put a message in Slack for you all or send it via email. So yeah, we can make sure you guys all get that information.
And then beyond USG, we're looking to get it out more broadly to students. And so we're working with a couple of plans now. And if you have any suggestions, please let us know. But we are targeting some of those groups that you just talked about. So we obviously have a makeup class. Actually, your director helped develop that and led that for many years. We have a makeup class for students who did not complete FYE the first time around, or the second time, or the third time. So we're going to be targeting groups like that to really hope that we can pull from those groups to bring to this process. So if you have any suggestions, if you would be happy and willing to share it via your social media, and if you have other suggestions, please let us know.
Yeah, I'm sure we can probably talk about that later. I'm sure like Kati wouldn't have any objections to sharing that type of stuff on our social media. And yeah, we do have pretty good connections with other orgs on campus. So if you need help, I can email the other college presidents of other clubs on campus and like, give them some input and stuff like that, make sure we have it sent to everybody. So we can connect about that later. Just let me know.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So I think that's all the public contributions. Oh, also you all don't have to stay for the remainder of our meeting. We're about to go through all of our reports, so feel free to pop out whenever you want. I don't want you to feel stuck or anything. But thank you again for joining us.
Thank you, and best wishes on your finals, everyone. Stay safe and stay well, everybody. And thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
So moving on, do we have any other public contributions? If anyone wants to add anything, I know Dr. Drummer Farrell's here. If she wants to add something at the end of the meeting, that's fine. We can probably just move on to reports. I don't think we have anything else for public contributions today. So I'll give it a second to see if anyone is inspired to talk.
I can wait till the end. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so moving on to reporting of absences. And we have one, Senator Klein has an absence that was an academic reason that I decided to excuse. Do you have any objections to this excused absence? Okay, seeing none, the absence is excused. And now we're going to be, sorry, 1 second, moving on to the adoption of the minutes from November 18th as presented in Slack. Do we have any objections to the minutes? Okay, seeing none, the minutes are adopted by unanimous consent. And Senator Chang, we can move on to reports.
President Moore.
Okay, hi guys. I hope you guys had a good break. I know we're really at the end of the semester, so be sure you're starting to wrap up your projects. If you need anything or you kind of feel like you don't know how to stop something or kind of get to a place where you feel like you can put it on hold over a break, just reach out to myself or Chief Wortman or Megan Parker Page. I plan to be minimally available over winter break, so we'll work on preparations for the spring semester. So I'll probably let you guys know when's the best time to reach out to me or when I might be actually available. I'm sure Megan will also be giving you her availability over break as well, so you guys know when to reach out to us. It is important that we do take a little bit of time over break to prepare for planning on the spring semester so we can hit the ground running, just as we did, in summer. So just keep that in mind as you're kind of planning out things in the spring and, making sure you have a good break. I know we all really need a break, but you're also planning so we can, like I said, hit the ground running. But other than that, I've been working with the Women's Center on lecture planning. The marketing is almost ready to go. Also, we're going to be sending out messages to some possible speakers this week, so stay tuned for that. Also, I was invited to participate in the DSA podcast with President Dyke and Dr. Hilton tomorrow, and Dr. Drummer is hosting that, so I'm really excited. We're going to be talking about the spring semester, or reflections of fall, I'm sorry. And finally, I have my monthly meeting with our dean students this week as well, so just getting back into so many things after break. Thank you.
Thank you, President Moore. Chief Wortman.
Hello, everyone. I hope all is well. I don't have much to report. I'm continuing to serve on the committees that I'm currently on. I'm also currently working on revising the transition process for the spring. So when our board leaves and the new board comes in, we really want to make sure that that's the smoothest process that it can be. So if you are interested in helping out with the transition process and you're maybe a returning member, let me know and we can work together on that. But otherwise, I'll keep working on how we can make that as seamless as possible. This is our last public meeting before winter break, so don't forget and try to come to a public meeting or a group meeting or anything next week. But make sure you're brainstorming and trying to complete projects over winter break, especially if you're staying in Kent. I know myself, I will be in Kent. I'm sure President Moore will be as well for a large chunk of the break too. So if you want to meet, that's definitely possible. It might not be completely off the radar if you have something going and you need some help and would like to meet. Other than that, just make sure that you are staying safe, and good luck on your finals. Happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you, Chief Wortman. Director Lauer, no report. Director Trubach.
This past week, Director Dingy and I were able to wrap up the donation drive. All together, we were able to take a grocery bag of food to community engaged learning and a pretty large moving box full of winter apparel to Kent Social Services. So thank you to everyone who took the time to donate. I really appreciate it. Along with this, I was able to tune into a variety of meetings. I had a community meeting as well as a city council meeting and an architectural review board meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Trubach. Director Watkins.
Hello, everybody. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, cool. So before break, we had a, give me 1 second. Hold on. The report that I have in the meeting, in the minutes, is actually not the report that I sent in. But so before break, we had a successful virtual event with Issa Rae, and I plan on meeting with the student from North Carolina Agricultural Technical University. Their director of lively events. I plan on meeting with them in the near future to discuss some of what they have done with their programming. And I also plan on meeting with the student from Flash Activities Board to discuss some potential ideas for next semester as we continue to move forward. And many students like what we have done so far. Just to give y'all like an update on that, people like what we have been doing. And I will be working on more ideas for next semester. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Watkins. Director Dingy.
Hey everybody, most of my USG time recently has been spent working on the transportation project. I've been having frequent meetings with Spin Scooters, and we're in the process of formulating a survey to get some more information from the student body regarding needs and wants. As Director Trubach said, oh no, sorry, wrong part. Director Trubach is also helping me get in contact with the city regarding the transportation project. I hope you all sent your ambassador emails so our organizations are staying informed. Reach out to me if you need help with that. And also, as Director Trubach said, we just finished up the donation drive. We had a lower turnout than we would have liked, but we were still able to get about 100 donations, which is better than nothing. And I'm really appreciative to anyone who helped out. And I hope everyone has a great week.
Thank you, Director Dingy. Director Taylor.
Hello, everyone. As a judicial advocate, I met with one student over the Thanksgiving break to inform them on the Office of Student Conduct's hearing process. Also, all of the JA materials for meeting with a student have been updated. And I also reached out to the Women's Center about a project that I'm trying to work on. Also, I'm going to be continue recruiting judicial advocates. And now that I've made contact with the proper people for my project idea, we're going to be starting some of the foundational work here soon. And there'll be more coming on that in the next couple of weeks. Go Flashes.
Thank you, Director Taylor. Director Rodriguez.
Hello, everyone. I also don't have much to report other than before break, I met with Director Lauer to discuss election communication plans for next semester, as well as getting a committee together for the work that needs to be done for that. And also I dropped off the USG masks that are in the CSI office for pickup. And then as always, I've been keeping up with the social media and other communications.
Thank you, Director Rodriguez. Director Nepsui, no report. Director Aguinaga.
Hi, I hope everybody had a nice break. Over the past few weeks, I've been communicating with my committee to find our timeout for next semester's allocation hearings. There were no requests over the last week. However, there were a few inquiries about funding. I'm looking forward to further pursuing those inquiries to ensure that those people that were interested are applying for allocations funding. And that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Aguinaldo. Senator Delso.
Hey, everyone. So last week it was nice to have a break, and hopefully same for all of you. Past few weeks I've been able to connect with some administration from my college to discuss kind of how this semester went and plans for next semester and adjustments that'll be made, especially accommodating studios and more intensive courses that we have within the College of Architecture. In addition, it was great to help with the development of the care packages that had gone out and help with the hearing from the Committee on Health on other things that are going on there. And lastly, I mentioned a database a few weeks ago about having admin contacts and whether that is ready to be done. So whether that's just emailed out to everyone or presented in the near future, we'll figure that out. But that's where I'm at right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Delso. Senator John, no report. Senator Chang. Hello, everyone. I hope you all had a nice break. The week before break, I had a meeting with the Committee on Health to discuss the future of the committee, which included moving Mental Health Week to next semester. Signed up to be involved with Elector through governmental affairs. I had a meeting with the Diversity Committee facilitated by Senator Jackson. I reached out to Senator Riley to be a part of her video for the Period Project. And I sent out a brief email to my senatorial committee on how to become more involved with USG next semester. Other than that, hope you all have a nice break and you do well in your finals. Go Flashes. Senator Riley.
Hello, everybody. I hope that everyone had a safe and healthy break. I know that I was happy to have one. I have, as Senator Chang has just mentioned, I've been working on the video for the Period Project Committee. Once again, if anyone else is interested in appearing or they know anyone else who would be interested in appearing in the video, please don't hesitate to let me know. I've also been researching different programs in the College of Business that they have set in place and looking into ways that we can adapt that to help students in a virtual setting and just overall help to improve the quality of them. I've also been looking into concerns that business students have brought to me and ways that we can help them in those endeavors. I hope that everyone has a great last couple weeks and everyone has a safe and happy break and good finals. Thanks.
Thank you, Senator Riley. Senator Farland.
Hi, everyone. So before break, I met with Kathy again and about the mentorship program, and they decided to postpone it until we can have classes in person, which will be after I graduate. So we were thinking about moving into a different direction, but I actually just got an update today saying that the directors of CCI are dealing with something right now that's like something's going on and they can't hear any of my ideas or anything like that. So basically everything's going to be postponed until like January. So yeah, everything I've been working on is just postponed for now.
Thank you, Senator Farland. Senator Allen.
Hello. Hope everyone's doing well. Over the last few weeks, I've met with Alicia Crow to discuss the informal mentorship ideas that my committee and myself were discussing. And then with my committee, I met with them last week, or I'm sorry, the week previous. And we finalized those ideas of mentorship ideas. And I had one of my committee members make a graphic that I submitted to Kaya Jennings. And that's going to be sent out to the EHS students to recruit mentors for next semester. And that's it.
Thank you, Senator Allen. Senator Paris.
Hey, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed your break and got some much needed relaxation. Before break, I was able to hold an interactive Instagram event for students' favorite study spots on campus through the Honors College Instagram. I was also very happy to get the honors students involved in Director Trubach and Director Dingy's donation drive that they had set up. Moving forward, I will be focused on how to make online learning as enjoyable and effective as possible for all students in their honors courses. I've had multiple talks with Dean Smith and other Kent State faculty members, as well as my senatorial committee on this topic, and hope to see some progress being made the remainder of the semester and into next semester. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Paris. Senator Esperson?
Hi, everyone. I hope you all had a good break and a great Thanksgiving. I don't have much new to report on this week, but I started planning out the nursing appreciation video I'd like to put out at the start of next semester. So I've been finding the contact information for different nursing faculty, and I will be reaching out to my assistant dean to talk about sharing the video once it's done. That's all from me, and thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Senator Esperson. Senator Klein?
Hi guys, I don't have much to report this week. Hope you had a good break and you do well in finals.
Thank you, Senator Klein. Senator Evans?
Hi everyone. So today I was a participant of a virtual site tour of the College of Public Health. Basically, the site tour went over our accreditation and just the different things I've learned through the program as a student. So it was nice giving my feedback. Currently, I've been planning a CPR event for next semester. It's a lot of moving pieces with social distancing, so hopefully I can pull it off. We have the Committee on Health is having a virtual event today with the Mental Health Coalition. So me, Thomas, will be leading the conversation about that. And also I will be meeting with the University Plot Committee next week. We picked a location and we're just kind of expanding our stuff into like the coming semester. So yes, I hope everybody has a great finals week and do whatever you can and go Flashes.
Thank you, Senator Evans. Senator Campisi?
Hi, everyone. This week I met again with Director of the Academic Success Center, Amanda Shaw, and a representative from PARTA. We discussed our student retention initiative we have set for the spring semester, the university marketing video to thank our frontline workers that I participated in, along with fellow senators and directors, is now on Kent State's Instagram and Twitter, so if you want to check that out. I also met with the transportation committee I currently serve on, and we discussed issues that have came up this past semester with parking. I've also continued meeting with Director Lauer and the Governmental Affairs Committee about wrapping up this semester and our plans for next semester. Other than that, I hope everyone had a fun and safe break and good luck on finals.
Thank you, Senator Campisi. Senator Gomez?
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone had a good and safe Thanksgiving break. I attended the KIC Open Forum and the Social Justice Advocate meeting, where I listened to students' concerns on COVID response, public safety, and other topics regarding the residence halls. Administrators were also on the call, so it was good that they were listening to the students. I have been working with resident services on an exciting project. I'll share details about that soon. This isn't in my report, but as many of you know, all the students got an email about the testing procedures for next semester. So I've been working with resident services along with other student leaders, such as the presidents of every rec, which is the hall councils, and with Alice. And we advocated to implement free testing and high frequency testing to make sure that all on-campus students are staying safe. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Gomez. Senator Lauderdale, no report. Senator Palucci?
Hi, everyone. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving and a relaxing break. Recently, I met with Chef William Edmondson to discuss some food donations in the dining halls. He was very confident that there's not enough food waste to create that program, but he was open to continuing that communication, so I am going to keep working to find ways to work on that project. I also became part of the Flash Foodies and the Student Roundtable for the dining halls. So they meet once a month and get student feedback to discuss the dining halls and dining services. So I'm very excited to start in those meetings and working towards that. I also attended the Earth Month planning meeting, which was very exciting, and I'm looking forward to the events that they're planning for this year, or next year, I should say. That's all I have for this week. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy.
Thank you. Senator Suresh? Senator Jackson?
Hi, everyone. My report is a little quick as well. So I did have my third meeting with the Anti-Racism Task Force. And each subcommittee, which I'm on academic curriculum committee, we all reported out to the admin, like Dr. Gooden, Dr. D, and Dr. Hilton, what we have all done so far this semester. And I'm actually meeting with the subcommittee again tomorrow. And then I meet with my own subcommittee, my diversity committee, Friday, which will be our last meeting of this semester. So that's it for me. And again, everyone, good luck on your finals.
Thank you, Senator Jackson. Intern Alberino.
Hello, everyone. So this week I did some research for Tiara and I was doing like some virtual events for her. I got 5 events that I sent to her and I'm really excited because we weren't having a lot of participation for Kent online events. And yeah, that was basically it. Thank you.
And Advisor Factor Page.
Hi, everyone. I will be sending out updates for what my schedule will be. My husband's yelling at my dog. What my schedule will be for the winter break. I will be out December 19th through January 3rd because we're closed for a lot of those days. There are new Kent Student Center hours to be aware of. So for those of you that need to pop into the office before we close up, you can always drop me an email and we can make sure that you get what you need out of your office if you need anything out of there. Otherwise, to contact me via email and use my Calendly if you want to schedule. I have a few people on the books to schedule with, so that would be great. And I also owe Margot a meeting too. So I've seen your email, Margot. I'm going to get back to you today, okay? And that's about it. That's it for me.
Okay, thank you all for the reports. Moving on to unfinished business and seeing none, we can move to general orders. I don't see anything on the agenda, but does anyone have anything for general orders today? Just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, and seeing nothing, I think we can move on to our new business, which we have an election commission update from Director Lauer.
Hi, everyone. As we move into next semester, I am going to start doing weekly updates on the Election Commission to keep everyone updated on how it's going. Occasionally, I'm sure that I won't have much to report, but for a while, I'll have some new things to let you all know about. First, we have created a job description for Election Commissioner. My hope is to balance the commission with 3 USG members and 4 non-USG members. So I do hope that y'all will consider applying. For those that do want to apply, please look through the job description and make sure that's something that you're willing to dedicate your time with, because it will be a bit more of a commitment than your usual role. To be quick, I'm not going to go through everything on the document, but I do want to talk about the basic function of the commission. So obviously the commission is responsible for overseeing fair and proper KSU undergraduate student government elections. Commissioners can expect to meet weekly at 10 a.m. on Fridays is the time that we decided on. I expect our commissioners to dedicate 1 to 5 hours of work per week over the 3 months in spring of 2021. And we are looking to offer opportunities for leadership development, professional development, or specialization in marketing, social justice / event planning. For those of you that are interested in focusing on those things, those are the most important portions and the most creative portions of the commissioner roles that we are trying to reach out to groups, especially with the election being virtual. So that's an important component. So again, if you're considering applying, feel free to familiarize yourself with the roles, and we will have the application open up along with advertising this Friday. Also, if you have any input on if there should be changes made to the document, please let me know. And if you have questions, we can take them now, or you can email me afterward.
Thank you, Director Lauer. And just for all of our new members, just so you're aware, you cannot be on the election commission if you are running your own campaign. So I know that kind of can be a deal breaker for some people because you might want to run, but you're like, oh, I want to be in the election commission, but you can only do one or the other. So you can only be a candidate or a commissioner. So keep that in mind as you're planning ahead for next semester and all that. And I mean, yeah, I'm excited to be running our first ever virtual election. So I know Dr. Lauer will do really good. I'm excited to see what he comes up with and who is going to join the commission. That's all we have for our new business. So moving on to for the good of the order, does anyone have anything for the good of the order today?
If I may go, hey everybody, just a quick update. We're starting to get all of the items for the care packages from your order as USG. So that is incredibly exciting. Fun fact, we're remote in the office of the Dean of Students. So we're just storing those things away. If anyone is gonna be back early, we'll do a call out for volunteers either that first or second week to stuff them. And if not, our plan is to also reach out to our Division of Student Affairs colleagues to see who is willing to help us to put the new care packages together. We're in a good place with the first set, and the second set should be going out before everyone comes back in the spring. Unless there's specific questions for me, that's it from my end.
Okay, thank you. Do we have anything else for the good of the order today?
I just want to shout out Tierra Moore. You literally just kill it so hard, and literally just being a president during a pandemic is just, I'm sure, impossible. And you're literally doing it and inspiring students, and it is just badass. I did not say that.
Yeah, anyways, yeah, Tierra. So happy I could be your intern this year. I feel like we really made a connection, like you to freshmen and also just personally. And I am very happy that I was able to look up to you and then become this close to you. So yeah.
Aw, thank you guys. Yeah, I really needed that today. It has been a long semester, but you know, like I'm happy to be in the role and I'm happy to have all you guys with me on this roller coaster of a ride we've had this year. And I'm really excited to see, like, you know, what we do next semester. And then I'm out of here, and some of you are too, but you know, I know, yeah, we're probably ready to graduate. But yeah, thank you so much for that. I really needed that today. Does anyone else have anything for the good of the order on that note? Okay, I was seeing nothing. You know, well, my good order is just shouting out all you guys again. Like I said, I couldn't be here without you all. But moving on to announcements. Do we have anything else for announcements today? Okay, seeing none, I think we can move on to adjournment, what you all been waiting for.
And I motion to adjourn. Oh.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. So if you would like to adjourn this meeting, please raise your placard for a yes, or your hand if you don't have your placard, that's fine. Okay, Megan, just let me know whenever you're ready. So you guys are frozen, but you're really not. You're just holding them.
No. Sorry. I know it's very anticlimactic. We're good.
Okay. If you'd like to not adjourn this meeting, please raise your placard. I don't think anyone ever votes that. And then any abstentions? Okay, seeing none, the motion passes. We are adjourned at 6:41 p.m. You guys have a great break. Do great in your finals. I know you're killing it. You're going to keep killing it. And I'll see you all in the spring. Did you, or Jake, I don't know, Megan, did you get that chat sent or saved?
I'm not leaving.
I did. That's fine. You can stay. I do like your background, Jake. It's like classy,
Thank
a
you.
little chic.
And it's a map